Oh,
Allah is a moon god.
Yeah, but you can't say things like that.
What do you mean, so I can't say things like that? I can say what I believe. You can say what you believe. You can say Jesus is not God. I think that's an offense to Christianity. Okay, that's an offense. You're offending me. You say, oh, I can offend you. You cannot offend me. That's not the way it works.
It's the same thing as you saying Jesus is God. That offends us.
That's offensive. That's offensive. That's like you're saying Muhammad is a prophet. Oh, why don't you think he's a prophet? I don't believe he's a prophet. I believe he's a... So why should I say more peace be upon him? Why should I say peace be upon him? To me, he's a criminal. That's what he is.
Call it what you want, man.
I mean, that's what he is.
One day, everyone will see what happens.
No, bro. I mean, if I had any inclination that I was doing anything offensive to God, I wouldn't say it. I'm not saying anything.
Don't get offended.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't, because if I'm offending God, I'm not offending you. He can punish me more than you can, right? So that's the way I think. So why do Muslims go and kill people for offending their Allah or their Muhammad? Then they don't even kill people for offending Allah. They kill people for offending a man called Muhammad, who was a sinner himself. Had to get forgiveness 3 times in the Quran. Allah said, seek forgiveness for your sins. No, was he sinless? Was Muhammad sinless? Tell me.
All this stuff is not going to get you.
Sorry?
It's not going to get you anywhere. All this stuff.
No, I'm not talking about any stuff. I'm just saying, you keep saying stuff about your prophet. Oh, he was a sinner.
You don't have to believe it. You don't have to.
No, I'm believing what you're saying. Your Quran is telling me he's a sinner.
You do your research on it.
I've done the research.
I've
done the research. Tells me the god of Arabia for thousands of years was always a moon god. His name was Sin, or his name was Baal, Hubal. That's your god.
Research on the biography of the Prophet Muhammad.
The biography? Show me who wrote the Quran, then I'll believe it.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't even know who wrote the Quran.
This is why we can't talk.
No. I would research somebody who's authentic. No, but the thing is, you're telling me read the biography of Muhammad. First of all, who wrote the biography and when did they do it? Did they write the biography when he was alive or when he just died? Or did they write it 200-300 years after?
Okay, same thing could be said about Jesus, about his biography.
It was written by the first generation of people who knew him. Matthew knew him, John knew him personally.
That's why I can't have that conversation.
No, you can't, because your conversation you cannot compare Jesus and then take somebody like Muhammad, whose biography is written hundreds of years later. I'm not obsessed, man. You're obsessed because you're putting it on top of your mosque. I'm trying to ask you, why are you obsessed with this symbol?
I'll tell you.
It's a Osmanic symbol, it's an Ottoman symbol. No, it's not. Even if it is, it's a pagan symbol. Oh, well, then it must be Ramadan. I mean, that's what Muslims can tell me. You just heard your brother say that. You can't have any conversation because the problem is you don't have an answer for this. And I don't know how you sleep at night with knowing that you're worshipping this crescent moon because it's on all your mosques. Oh, it's not on all that. I say it's on your main mosque in Kaaba.
So that means we worship it. Do you think any Muslims here go to the mosque and look at the moon thing and then they go inside the mosque?
My friend, I'm not saying that. You're saying
that. This is why I find this comical. I don't get offended.
I'm not saying that.
I find it funny.
I'm saying, no, I'm not. It's not funny.
You got in your hat. Do you look at that and think, yeah, I worship the hat?
Listen, in the religious world, in the spiritual world, symbols have meanings. Yeah? Can I put a symbol of the cross on top of a mosque? Can I do that? No. Can you put a swastika on top of your mosque? It's an offensive symbol.
Okay, do you know what? Same thing.
Okay.
In the church, they have the cross on the top. Do you worship the cross?
We worship what the cross is representing. Salvation of God.
You worship the cross because you put it in the top.
Every symbol in the church.
You see that?
Comes from the... It comes... Okay, fine. No, it's not the same thing.
Every symbol has a meaning. Every symbol has a meaning. The cross has a meaning. The moon has to have a meaning.
Yeah, and the cross has a meaning.
You put a cross on a mosque.
No, good point. But the moon doesn't have a meaning.
It does.
It's a symbol. It's a historical symbol in Arabia. It has a meaning.
Okay,
no, not for me, for history. For history.
Can you replace the moon with a cross?
No. He said you are worshipping the cross.
Because the cross is representing Christianity.
Okay, but where did the cross come from?
There you are.
It comes from...
So then what is the moon representing? Then what is the moon representing? Very right. Does it represent Christianity?
Yeah, Christianity represents something. What does it represent? Exactly. You got it.
There you are.
That's it. That's it.
People.
Oh, where did it come in because it's a beauty symbol. Before it was a symbol from the
swastika.
It's a beautiful symbol. I love swastika. It looks beautiful, but it has this meaning. So therefore, you cannot use it.
It's not an image. It's just a God picture of a thing. What you just said. I love what you just said.
I said I love swastika. Looks beautiful, but I cannot use that symbol. Just because something is beautiful doesn't mean you can use it, because it has meaning behind it. So the crescent moon always was worshipped in Arabia, was worshipped in Yemen.
Yeah, that's your thing. That's your history. That's what you think happened, right?
No. If this is my history, okay. If I made up, there's a thing called in history called the Kingdom of Saba:். Have you ever looked into the Kingdom of Saba:், where the Sabaeans came from, that are mentioned in the Quran?
I need to look for it.
No. This is history.
Did you know what?
So are you saying that as a Muslim, we are not supposed to look at history because history might prove Islam wrong? So I'm not going to look at history. I'm talking about history.
Never prove Islam wrong.
It proves Islam wrong, my friend, because Saba:். My friend, if you go in your code, say what was the Kingdom of Saba:். Once you find out, then go and see what was the religion of the Kingdom of Saba:்.
And then you go find the moon.
You'll see Sabaeans, they were called Sabaeans, they worship the moon and the star. Then you go to Iraq, that's called Mesopotamia. What was the name of the biggest god there? Sin. What was that symbol of sin? Crescent moon. Yemen had crescent moon, Iraq had crescent moon. That whole area before Islam was crescent moon worship.
And they used to worship the moon.
They were crescent moon worship. Arabia always worshipped the crescent.
So when Muslims go to the mosque,
they are worshipping their Allah. Allah was a Hubal symbol of Quraysh Tribe. Hubal was, Quraysh was worshipping Hubal. Hubal was a crescent moon. So Muhammad, because he came from Quraysh, he kept his Qurayshi tradition alive. He killed all the other gods. He said, I'm going to keep my Qurayshi god, Hubal. The symbol of whose was the crescent moon. And that's what you have. But you don't want to go there. You want to say, no. It's all available. I can show you all this information. Anybody listening to me can Google all of the stuff that I've said. And not one commenter in any of my videos. I have thousands of people watching me. Not one of them have ever come, not one single Muslim here or online have ever come or made a comment or come to me and said, I've been here for a year and a half. Mansoor, the first debate I had was about crescent moon. I said, okay, go find out. He's never come back to say, you're wrong. Crescent moon is this or that. Never. Mansoor told me the same lies that you guys all say. Oh, it came from Ottoman. No, it didn't.
Now you're calling him a liar. Wow.
No. It's a lie that has been told to you. No, not lying. You think it's the truth, but the lies that have been perpetrated on you by your ummah, your imams, is the lie that you keep regurgitating. And that lie is has baseless, because if they tell you, this came from the symbol of the Ottoman, that's false. That's what it is. None of the Muslims have ever disputed this, where the symbol is coming from, what it is representing. Because you cannot
because we don't really care about it. With the moon,
I don't care if you don't care about it. Does Allah care about it?
Not really, no.
It's not on his, the mosque is not his place of worship for Allah?
Worship, yeah.
Okay, so on the place of worship, can I put a cross there? For the Muslim place of worship?
Now you're changing the subject.
No, because you're saying that symbol means nothing. Symbols mean something. Every time you take a cross off and put a crescent moon on top of that, where you conquered a country and all the churches, you take the cross off and you put the moon symbol, it means something. Okay? So don't say the symbols have no meaning, because you're making, this is what we say, that either you're just trying to, so desperate to defend Islam that you're willing to say the stupidest things in the world, and that anybody would say, that sounds really dumb, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Are you telling me symbols? Okay, if you're wearing a shirt that has Adidas written on it or Nike written on it, does that mean something?
No, it just means I like the design. I like the Adidas.
Or let's say a woman is carrying a purse, it says Coco Chanel. Okay?
You know about Coco Chanel, yeah?
Yeah. So if it says Coco Chanel on it, does that symbol have meaning?
It's a brand, yeah.
Or you're driving a car, let's say you're driving a Rolls Royce and it says Rolls Royce. Or if you take the symbol of Rolls Royce and put it on a Toyota, does a Toyota become a Rolls Royce? Right? So symbols have meaning.
Yeah, symbols have
Right?
meaning.
That's what it is. So you cannot say, oh, that symbol doesn't have any meaning. Hello, you have a symbol on your mosque. It has a meaning. Tell me the meaning of it. I'm listening.
I don't know the meaning of them.
I know you don't. You know
why?
what? Nobody else does
Because if you
either.
ask any Muslim, they don't really care.
None of them know it. It's not they don't care. It's because they've been programmed not to care because they cannot be explained.
Okay, can I ask you something then? So, you said Allah cares,
One
right?
more thing is, the earliest mosques, all of them had the moon symbol.
Yeah, of course.
All of them.
Yeah, of
and
course.
that was before the Turkish Empire.
Of course. They had flags before the Ottoman. The flags of Islam were a crescent moon, and that before the empire started. 9th century. I've just said Fatimid Empire. Anybody can look this up. Look at the flag.